Hi everyone! Let's create, appreciate, and F that hate. Welcome back to Nikkaflora. Oh my goodness. It's been months since I last posted a video. I'm just amazed at how fast time flies by. It's just ridiculous. I think it's probably been like 5 or 6 months at this point. I know, I've been... Oh, I really need to post more videos. I know. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Did you guys have a good holiday? Well, actually, there's been a few holidays that passed. Any New Year's parties? Did you enjoy Valentine's Day, Christmas, all of that? Did you guys have chill get-togethers with your family? But whatever it is, I hope you all have been doing pretty well and enjoying 2023 so far, because I am. I've actually just been spending a lot of time with my family. I really just needed to relax and just learn how to go along with the flow of life. For these past few years, I've actually just been working nonstop. So it's nice to be able to just slow down, catch my breath, and chill. And yeah, so I feel just a lot more relaxed these days. I do have more content coming up for this new year, so if you want more creativity tips, if you want to learn how to write stories, or if you just want personal growth advice, subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. Thank you for the support. But anyways, after my intro, let's get on with the video, guys. So today I will be teaching you guys how to plan out your goals, your dream goals, not just any goals, it's your dream goals for 2023. And honestly, it doesn't matter what year you watch this video in, the information I provide, not only in this video, but pretty much all my videos are timeless. I know that it's March and many people have already made their New Year's resolutions, but I haven't planned any of my goals until recently, so that's why I decided to make a video about it. I've also written a blog post about this on my website, Nikkaflora.com. It's called How to Plan Out Your Dream Goals. It's a very similar title to this video. You can also click on the link in the description below if you'd like to read it. It has more info, and some people actually told me that they like reading my blog posts, so thanks guys. And what I like about writing the blog post in addition to the videos is that it does help reaffirm the knowledge. Because for me, I also go back and watch my own videos sometimes, but more so I like to read my blog posts, and it just, you know, helps keep me on track. I actually do follow my own advice that I give. But anyways, I appreciate the support and the willingness to learn, and I'm excited just to be doing this video, and cause I know it's just like a lot of good energy right now, and let's go guys, let's go. Alrighty, let's start planning out our dream goals together. The first thing we'll do is to think about what you want to do during this year. Some people already know what they want to accomplish, meanwhile other people don't have a clue. If you're having trouble thinking of what goals to set, you can start by thinking about what aspects of your life that you want to improve on. Or you can think about new things that you always wanted to try. For many goals or New Year's resolutions, people tend to set long-term and ongoing goals. These goals require many steps to complete or maintain, and they require great commitment. Examples of these actually include improving your diet, getting a new career, cutting down or quitting smoking or drinking, and exercising more. I'll give you an example in regards to improving your diet and eating healthier because this is what I'm focusing on right now. In my personal life, I'm transitioning to a more vegetarian diet. There were times in my life when I had a solid and healthy diet. Then I got lazy for months last year. I guess it had something to do with working a lot, and I didn't really feel the need to cook as much. So that's why I just ordered a lot of takeout, which I just regretted doing that. It just made me feel sick after a while. My diet during that lazy period mainly consisted of carbs and meat. And while we do need carbohydrates for energy and we need protein for cell repair, eating only these foods was detrimental to my body in the long run. When I was in college, I took nutrition and psychology, so I have some knowledge as to how diet affects the body physically and psychologically. My unbalanced diet made me feel sleepy and grumpy more often. I did not have any stable energy at all, and my body just wasn't functioning as properly as it should be. After I became aware of what my previous diet was doing to my body, I decided to make these major changes, and I started eating foods such as plant burgers, veggie stir fries, omelets, and yogurt with berries. It actually got me to pretty much cook every day now and make my own foods. Besides eating vegetarian dishes, I researched and wrote down what foods I can eat so that I can consume a sufficient amount of nutrients and calories. Honestly, I like my new diet. My body feels a lot different now. I don't really feel as tired as before. And that's something I'm going to continue working on for the rest of my life, or at least during this point in my life. I actually really like it, so I don't really see myself going back to like my old diet or anything. So improving your diet is one example of a goal. I know I just threw this information out there, but what I did, besides thinking of what goal that I wanted to pursue, was I had to assess my previous diet. I identified what foods were harming my body. Then I stopped buying those foods. I replaced those foods with more vegetables or healthier snacks. So right now, for example, instead of just getting chips at the store, I would just get mixed nuts or different types of trail mix. Or what is it? At Rayleigh's, I think they have these baked green pea snacks. I think many of you have actually seen this in grocery stores. I think it's called like pea snaps or something like that. I forgot the name of it exactly. But you can, I've been getting snacks like that. I also cook more at home, if not every day, rather than eating out at restaurants or getting takeout. I also read vegetarian cookbooks and nutrition guides to learn more about this new diet, just because I want to make sure I'm, getting the proper amount of nutrients and everything. So my diet is actually a lot more balanced now these days. As you can see, improving your diet is only one goal, and it contains all of these steps. It took me a couple of months to change my diet to become like a full vegetarian, but even now I wouldn't say I'm like as perfect as it. No, actually I've been eating vegetarian dishes for a while. But it will take the rest of the year to kind of make this the new norm and, settle into this lifestyle change. That's the thing with when you actually have a goal. And especially if you want to make a big change in your life, just know that it takes time, even just to implement it and to maintain it. So it's important to have patience to these kind of things. So yeah. After you think of some ideas, the second step is to make a list of up to 5 major goals for the entire year. Why did I say 5 goals? From personal experience, it is easier to accomplish your goals when there are less of them. You can narrow your focus, your time, your energy on whatever is most important to you. It is important to write them down in a list. You may have already written them down while brainstorming in the first step, but I will still explain why writing your goals down is so powerful. When you make a list and you put it somewhere where you look at it every day, you are much more likely to achieve your goals. When I was younger, I used to write my goals in a notebook, but I forgot to open that notebook often. I did not accomplish much as a result, and other people have done this too. I learned that it is much easier to place your goals in an area you go to every day. So this can include the door of your refrigerator, your car's dashboard, or even your bathroom mirror. If you're writing your list digitally, you can also write down your goals on your notes app, screenshot that list, and save it as your background. My point is that you're much more likely to take action on your goals when you physically see them every day. Your goals become embedded into your subconscious. And remember, for this second step, think of 5 main goals that you want to accomplish and write them down. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be 5 exactly. You can even just list 1 or a couple of goals you want to focus on during this year. It's your life, Whatever you don't accomplish, you can also just use these goals for next year. As for my third step, you have to break down each goal into smaller chunks. It basically consists of looking at the big picture, thinking about what steps are needed to accomplish the goal, and breaking those steps into weekly and daily tasks. If you don't know how to achieve a specific goal, you can ask someone who has accomplished it or look it up online. You can even comment down below if you have any questions about goal setting and want to learn how to break goals down into smaller steps. I'll get back to you and try to help you out with that. This also applies to any of my videos and blog posts, so feel free to ask me anything. I already provided an example from my personal life when it involved changing my diet, and I will also give other examples to teach you how to break down your goals. One goal people set is to do better in school. They want to study efficiently and do well in their classes. Some of my friends are going to school right now. I can't give a general process for doing better in school because everyone is different. People learn differently, and there are people who sign up for 1 or 2 classes. Meanwhile, other students are full-time, or they take even more units than full-time, which is crazy, but some people do that. However, I can still give you some tips that you can use for this particular goal. I used to be a student too, and I aced my classes, so I know. One thing I've always done, both in high school and in college, is that whenever I received homework, I completed my assignments as early as possible. So what does this mean exactly? Whenever a teacher assigns you homework, let's say you have an English class, right? They want you to read a chapter of a book and answer some questions afterwards. So the homework assignment is due tomorrow or a few days later. I recommend staying after school and knocking out that assignment right away, even if it's not due for a while. If you're in high school, you can tell your parents to pick you up later. And when you're done with your homework, you can just have your parents pick you up, or you just walk or you ride your bike home when you're done. If you're in college, you can even just stay after school or go to the school's library or just go to a cafe. Just somewhere that you can actually study and focus on your homework. I was used to staying after school, and my friends did the same thing too. So we had homework dates, and then we'd go out for food or just hang out in a park after we finished. Oh my god, I low-key miss school, but I'm not in school anymore, so. I'm also going to still elaborate on the topic of school. So besides completing regular homework assignments on time, sometimes in school, whether in high school or in college, you're going to have bigger projects such as presentations, and this is going to require a kind of a different process, actually. So for me, in high school, specifically in English class, I had to do a presentation about visiting a place of a different culture. Actually, I had to do this in a lot of my English classes because, I don't know, they just required it. You have your usual assignments and you read the boring literature books and all that. And then they say, okay, so you have to go to a new place and do some report. Then you eventually have to do a presentation about it. So for this presentation, during 1 year, the first thing I had to do was think about where I wanted to go for my trip. I asked one of my friends for some ideas, and he said I should visit a temple. I did actually visit a Buddhist temple, so that was pretty interesting. He was actually planning to go there with his family, and I'm not sure if he ever went to the temple because this was so many years ago since we last talked about it, but I ended up going there at least. After I arrived at the temple, right, the next thing for me was to just gather information. So I just took photos on my phone so I can use them for my presentation. Actually, you know what? This is a life tip right here. Before you even take photos, make sure to talk to the people, especially if you're visiting a religious site or anything, or any kind of sacred location, really. If there are people that live there, well, actually, even in other countries, even if people don't physically live there, you still have to kind of talk to the locals and ask them if it's okay to do so. Because it can actually be a very disrespectful thing if you go there and just start taking photos and doing whatever. It's you just got to be careful of that. It's kind of just a cultural rule, but like not everyone knows that because you know why I say this? It's because sometimes on my phone I often read articles and all that. And then I've actually seen some articles where people they're just I think they go down to Mexico where they have the what is it? It's not pyramids, but they kind of look like pyramids. And there's people trying to do like TikToks and dances on that. And I shouldn't be laughing, but it is kind of funny to me. So they're trying to do like TikTok dances and all that, but the thing is that no one is supposed to set foot onto that site. And the locals just started throwing like tomatoes and whatever, just yelling for them to get arrested and all of these obscenities. And that's just because you literally disrespected another culture. So that's why you just gotta ask people for permission. So for me, I didn't take photos right away. I had to like look around, then I saw some of the monks and I made sure to ask them for permission first. They said it was all right. But just also understand that like not every location will also allow you to do this. But in my case, they said it was all right. And I actually asked them a lot of questions about their culture, like what do these artifacts mean and all of that. I don't know. I just asked them a whole bunch of questions. And they were happy to answer them. I wrote down the things that they said onto my phone. So when I finished visiting the temple and I arrived back at school the next day, I wrote some more notes down and I started actually compiling my presentation this time. So back then I used Microsoft PowerPoint, I used a template, and then I posted my photos onto the slides, start slamming down some notes onto that thing. Yeah, so I wrote my bullet points. What else did I do? Yeah, I wrote my bullet points to describe what was happening in each photo and kind of just planning out my slides. As for the speech I did in front of my classmates, because even when you finished the presentation, you still had to speak in front of the class. I didn't write a speech back then because I just designed my presentation in a way where it just made it like much easy for me to recall information, and I felt like I didn't really need to read off of anything. And I also studied the heck out of that project too, so it makes it easier when you kind of prepare it in advance. But for those of you who struggle with public speaking, you can just write down notes on flashcards and just rehearse your lines in front of your family and friends. It actually kind of gives you more confidence, and it will help you when the real thing comes around too, because I know public speaking can actually be kind of a scary thing. Alrighty, I provided you guys with a few real life examples on how to plan out your dream goals. Let's recap for quick. So the first step is to think about what goals you want to set. The second step is to select up to 5 goals and write them down. Place them somewhere where you'll see them every day. And the third step is you just got to analyze each goal and break it down into smaller chunks. So yeah, that's basically it. And thank you for watching my video. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, the singing is back, guys. If you want to learn more, you can check out my blog post and you can click on the link in the description below. The title of my blog post is actually similar to this video. It's called How to Plan Out Your Dream Goals on Nikkaflora.com. And you can also join the Nikkaflora fam today by visiting Nikkaflora.com and sign up for my weekly newsletter. We can also connect on social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter at Nikkaflora. I'm also going to circle back a bit and talk about my newsletter. But first, let me tell you how to sign up. When you go to Nikkaflora.com and you scroll the page down, you'll see a section that says sign up for the Nikkaflora newsletter. Below that is a form where you can enter your name and your email address. After that, just press subscribe. Pretty easy to do. Once you sign up for the Nikkaflora newsletter, you'll receive an email every week. These emails contain exclusive content that isn't found on my blog or any of my social media. I create this VIP content specifically for people who want to learn who want to grow more as creatives, as well as learn more from personal growth experiences. So it's kind of just like little golden nuggets of wisdom and whatnot. Joining the Nikkaflora newsletter also gives you access to future events. There were some things that I had in mind, but you do have to sign up for the newsletter in order to be able to participate. And signing up for the newsletter is free too. You know, I'm just trying to encourage people to just jump on and, you know, join the fam. Oh, goodness. But anyways, also besides from my newsletter, you can also subscribe to the Nikkaflora channel, give this video a thumbs up, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Yeah. Comment down below if you plan on making goals for the new year. What are some of your dream goals? Comment down below, and you know, I'd like to know and just have a little conversation. And I'll be back with a new video and blog post next weekend. And until then, let's create, appreciate, and F that hate. Bye, guys!